Sure that's him?
Yeah.
Positive?
I don't know.
You don't know if you're positive?
I don't know what positive means.
It means you're sure.
Yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, I'm sure that's Ellis Brittle.
We're gonna be reviewing the latest films from a male point of view.
Wow. In living color.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Random Ramblings. I'm Jerome.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Hess.
And today we're talking about Django. But first, we gotta do a little poll. Figure out what we're doing next.
Holy poll.
So, I think you went first last week. Has been first the week before, I believe. What actor, what movie have you decided to try to go to next?
James Russo and Beverly Hills Cop.
Oh, that's interesting. That's not at all. See, originally I forgot Samuel L. Jackson was off the table. And I thought you were going to do Samuel L. Jackson Coming to America.
Oh.
That's what I thought you were going to do.
God, you were close, kind of.
So I was
Like
like,
in a weird
that's
way.
totally what he's going to do. There's no way he doesn't do that. And then we come in here and you're like, yeah, we can't pick Samuel L. Jackson. And I was like, oh, fuck, we can't. That's not his movie. I thought I totally knew your movie.
Oh, that's
Dum
cool.
dum.
There's so many people in this movie you could go any direction. So that's
Yeah.
Beverly Hills Cop's one of my favorite movies of all time.
And don't think, if that gets voted, don't think you're going to weasel your way into doing Beverly Hills Cop 2, Beverly Hills Cop 3, and going down the line.
Nobody wants to watch Beverly Hills Cop 3.
You probably do.
No.
You're out there going, oh, Eddie, Mr. Murphy.
No, I mean, I can't imagine you wouldn't go next.
So you're saying that movie is...
3 words. Fabulous.
Yeah. Yeah. I could recite it, probably.
All right, well, I'll go next.
And one of those guys is in it.
Oh, shit, is it really?
Yeah, he hands him a banana and put it in the tailpipe.
Oh. Mine is Christoph Waltz in Glorious Bastards. And I know that's another Quentin Tarantino movie, but
Right.
I've never seen it, so it's a good lead. Never seen it, and I'm really interested in it. So mine's in Glorious Bastards. I want to see Brad Pitt kill some people.
I got you.
It's good.
I know you. I don't think you've ever finished the movie.
No, I've watched most of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never finished it. It's kind of the same along lines with Django, where I thought I watched most of it, but then I hadn't seen a lot of it. And
I knew you haven't seen Django because we don't own it, and I only know Mima and Mom rented it.
Well, and I've seen parts of it, but I just, for some reason in my head, I thought I'd seen more of it, and so I was surprised with some of the stuff that I hadn't seen before. It'd probably be the same with this one. I was gonna go after watching Django. I wanted to go Quentin Tarantino so
Yeah,
bad.
I was thinking.
but
My first instinct was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I'd love
me-
to watch that again.
me too. But then I was like, no, I want to go a different route.
And then I was like, I've actually never seen... I was looking, and I thought the same thing. And then I clicked on Christoph Waltz, because me and Hess discussed how much we liked him in the movie when we were playing Warzone.
Oh,
And I was like, I
hope you both said yes.
was like, I know what else he's in. But I can't think of it. So I was scrolling through, and I was like, oh, he's in Glorious Bastards? Like, I've never seen that. And I clicked on it, and I completely forgot. I was like, oh, that's Quentin Tarantino, too. But,
Oh yeah,
so...
that's where he got his claim. That's his claim to fame. It is that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I thought it was way earlier than that.
I mean, that's where I fucking knew him from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't recognize him from much. Like, he's in a few other things that I've seen, but that I was like, oh, that's interesting. I want to watch that. So who's your actor? Who's your movie, Hess?
I went Christoph Waltz and Glorious Bastards as well.
I knew. I could tell by the way he looked when you said that. Yeah.
He was my favorite character in that movie. I love him in Django.
That's funny.
Well, I guess that's next. You don't have to do a poll.
Yeah, I do want to say though, and not saying you are, but we can't get butthurt when our movies don't get picked.
Oh, I'm not. No, yeah, that's cool. I do not want to do another Quentin Tarantino movie, but I mean, we're set out to do this, so yeah.
How come?
I just don't want to do them back to back.
Why does that matter?
It doesn't. It doesn't matter at all. I just didn't. That's just not the route I wanted to go. But I mean, you guys both picked it. That's what we're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've never seen. My idea for this is just going through movies that I love and movies that I haven't seen is what I want to pick.
Oh, I picked one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping we'd get it because then you would pick.
That's funny.
Mike
The
from
exact same thing happened to you. It happened to me a few weeks ago. I picked Dogma, and then you guys picked the same exact movie.
Because if we pick Beverly Hills Cop, you could pick Mike, and then we could do El Camino. That's what I was thinking. But
that would have been interesting.
I mean, like, who cares? I wouldn't have picked. I would have picked like Damon Wayans.
I
and,
see
like,
your fucking ploy here. Well, since we picked our movie, we'll go into our competition. Me and you are in watching more movies than you. I've already watched El Camino. You're trying to watch a movie I've already seen that's not on your list to put you higher than me. I see your game.
I actually didn't even think about that.
Sure you didn't. I'm on to him, ass.
So we're watching Inglourious Bastards, huh?
Yeah.
We own it on Blu-ray because that's the first Blu-ray we ever bought.
Oh, really? I thought it would be Snatch with you.
No, because we got it for Christmas. What?
I know your next movie.
You're fucking damn right. Glad I haven't watched that yet. Yeah, but you guys won't pick it, so it won't matter. I
would totally watch Snatch again, even though we already did a podcast.
Just did.
I have all the sounds on it already.
Oh my god.
It does.
I gotta go to my notes to see the movies I watched this year. So, I've watched 23 movies this year.
No, just do the ones from this week.
I'm gonna just do this week, because now we're getting to the part where I say them all over and over again.
Yeah.
So, last week it was 13, ended with Goodfellas. This week, Iron Man 2, 12 Monkeys, Batman Death in the Family, Little Nicky, Django Unchained, The Cabinet of Dr. Calgary, The Fast and the Furious, Them, After, and After We Collided. I watched those last two with Taylor and Victoria last night.
After and After We Collided? What the hell's that?
Oh, they're like lovey movies on Netflix. Like, fuck, they're bad on purpose. Like, not on purpose, but they know they're bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so weird. It's the sister of the girl that kills herself in 13 Reasons Why. It's her sister acting in it. And like it's weird because they almost look like twins, but it's just so weird. Dylan Sprouse is in the Zach from Zach and Cody's in the second one, but there's such weird movies, but they're very fun to watch. I actually enjoyed it.
Oh, really? It didn't sound like it at first.
No, they're bad. They're horrible, but we like watching movies that are kind of bad like that.
I don't want to watch bad movies.
Like Hallmark movies is kind of what they are.
It's like
Lifetime.
Well, like the thing, like the guy was. It's basically, we've seen this a million times. The guy was dared to date the girl. You find that out in the end, and then he fell in love and all that shit.
Well, that never happens.
And then the next movie opens up. Literally, the next movie has a previously on, for the one I just watched.
Wow.
And I was like, I've never seen a movie that has a previously on. And then they kept flashing to the previous movie. Like every time something would happen, they'd have a flash, like the screen to flash and show you the scene from the last movie.
Wow.
It's really weird.
That's interesting.
But I enjoyed it. So I watched 23 movies this year. This week I didn't watch any that I was like too excited about.
No?
Yeah.
Not even Django?
Oh, because I guess Django. That's for the podcast. Like Django and Iron Man 2 I enjoyed, but...
I'm at 23 also.
You little fucking rat.
Well, it's funny. You asked me last night, you're like, how many movies did you watch?
Yeah, and you said about 20.
And I was wrong. I was at 21.
Oh, okay.
So I've watched... This week I watched...
He tries to say this is in the competition. You see how he heard my movies last night? He had to make sure he had 23 on the podcast.
No, I actually started at 24. I just didn't finish it. So I'm not counting.
I was actually disappointed that I didn't. I mean, that I told you that I asked you last night. Because I was like, oh, I shouldn't have even said anything. Should have just brought it up on the podcast.
Well, it's funny. I didn't have my phone on me, so you asked me, and I guessed, and then I looked later, and I was like, oh, I'm actually at 20. This is 21, and so then I watched Shooter. So then that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I watched Iron Man 2, obviously. I watched This Is the End, The Art of War, Die Hard, Midnight Run, Animal House, First Blood, Django.
You watched Animal House?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even hear that.
Django. Last night I watched Shooter, and this morning I watched One Night in Miami, which could have been the best movie I watched so far. Wow.
I've heard
Django's good too.
that's very, very, very good.
I loved it. It was fucking great.
You know how I knew you were watching Shooter? And most people, I feel like, couldn't see this scene and go, oh, my dad's watching Shooter. I walked out to the living room, and a dog walks up, grabs a beer out of the fridge, and I go, oh, he's watching Shooter. And I knew instantly from that.
Oh, some of the like really good movies that like I want to watch that are like my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't, because I'm afraid we're gonna pick them. Like I haven't watched Beverly
Oh,
Hills
see, I
Cop.
haven't even thought about that. I'm fine doubling up on a movie. Obviously, it doesn't count for our thing doubling it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just trying not to.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is,
I also didn't think
since this is apparently we're all the same person. This has happened twice, and we've only done like 5-6 movies on this. Should we start having backups in case this happens again, or should we just always say, if 2 people pick it, that's the movie?
No, I think if 2 people pick it,
that's the movie.
that's the movie.
I guess
Yeah.
if you had a backup and someone else said your first movie, you'd probably vote for that anyways.
Yeah, why would you pick?
Yeah. Okay.
No, I think it's a good thing if 2 people pick it.
Okay.
It means Definitely, because I'm sure there's gonna be movies where we're gonna do that someone doesn't want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like obviously, I want my movie,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, Inglourious Basterds is a good second place. Next week, I'm just gonna pick Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, so we can just keep getting Tarantino going.
That'd be funny.
Just
See how
turn
long,
this
see
into-
how,
seeing-
I was gonna say how long we can do it, but just until you watch all his movies, I guess.
Yeah, and literally, there's.
You know what I've never seen in full, and I actually don't even know the name of it right now.
Then it'd be hard for me to guess.
No, you'll know easily. You brought me out to the living room, which was pretty.
Is it Reservoir Dogs?
Yeah, it was probably like inappropriate to keep showing me it as a child. But he would always bring me out when the guy's like dancing, and he cuts the guy's ears off, and he's like, "Hello, can you hear me?"
That's one of the best scenes ever.
So what I wanted to
That's a good one.
so what you're gonna say is sometimes we're gonna pick a movie and someone's gonna.
Hate it.
It took you that long to get
Yeah.
that.
I didn't put it in here. I downloaded it and didn't have it on here.
That's
So
fine.
so we could but now we can vote. Do we?
Hate it.
Did we? Or is it?
words. Fab, you love.
That's our little ranking system on here.
Wow.
Very nice.
So you guys want to get into Django Unchained?
Yeah, I have a question for you, Drum.
Okay.
What did you think about the movie?
Oh fuck.
Hate it.
You both by accident.
3 words. Fab, you love.
I loved it. I thought it was great. I think this is up there with like my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. I loved Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but I think this might pass it for me.
It's pretty fucking good.
I thought I was gonna, because it's really long. I thought this might be one of them. I haven't done that yet on here, but watched it in like 2 sittings, and I just sat here and watched the entire movie. It was great.
Yeah, I heard you when I woke up that morning.
Yeah, before in the morning he's going to work and it's like music going, people shooting and stuff.
Django, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's 4 o'clock in the morning.
I liked that it had its own like song with it. I was like, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, it was a western. It was the western that he wanted to pay homage to other westerns.
Yeah. So I only have one soundboard of it, and I only got it because most of the things that you get a soundboard of them saying, they end it with stuff I can't have in the soundboard. That's probably a little inappropriate for me to have.
Yeah.
So I got this because it reminded me of Hess, and I will explain. But I want to see if you guys can tell me why it reminds me of Hess first.
Here we go.
You silver-tongued devil, you.
Wow, you made him giggle.
It's fucking hilarious.
As soon as he said that, I just thought of Hess. Anybody ever tell you act like you got a silver tongue? That was like one of the first podcasts we ever did.
I do get the Hess thing, but I wouldn't be able to call out what he said.
I was trying so hard today to find him saying that, but I couldn't find them. I went through like 100 podcasts, just scrolling through, skipping through every time because I could see like the waves of it. So, Hess is laughing here? No, not that part. And I was just going through it, but I couldn't find it. We do so many fucking podcasts.
Wow.
You probably could have just texted me, and I probably would have said it for you.
Oh, I could have just had him redo it.
That's not the same.
It's not, but
It's not. It's not.
I thought you were gonna play the other sound. What does Jerome think?
Oh, wow. I didn't even think. He asked me the question. He set me up for that.
I
didn't even do
softball.
he does it. He does it every week.
Yeah, well,
I
here.
softball, Jim.
Jerome, think. 3 words. Fab, you love.
I don't even need to talk anymore.
I mean, that's a step in the right direction.
We're gonna be reviewing the latest.
I forgot. I deleted Wendy Wendy to add that in there, so I just
Oh,
said Wendy Wendy.
That's the best thing you've ever done.
I deleted a lot on here that I know, like Natural Splendor and all that. But supposed to be movie stuff on here. I also have. This could be a fun little game. If I can find it. See, it's all. I wish it just said what they were. It's just all letters, and I put them in here and don't know where the things are at.
Well, we can't help you.
I just had it.
You could make a cheat sheet on like a piece of paper.
Yeah. I got it right here. Okay, I just gotta remember. It's J. Remember, this is J. If anybody says anything, I can bleep them out.
Ah,
Like, say something right now. Yeah, actually.
I gotta actually talk.
Well, let's say something. I know when to let's start a sentence.
All right, here we go.
Mhm.
How uncomfortable do you think all these white people were saying nigger?
That was scary.
I think they were super uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable.
I was
to
thinking
watch
that
it.
the whole movie.
Yeah.
I was like, because some of them say, I'm like, you say that like you say that a lot.
Well, they're actors.
They're actors. They did it well. But I was like, and I also wonder, like, when Quentin Tarantino is writing this, and he sends it off to all these people, and then they get to set. Is there a conversation, or like when they're casting him, they're like, okay, are you comfortable with saying this, or are you just expected to? I read the script, I know what's in it, so that's what I'm going to be saying.
I don't know how that works, but it's.
'Cause I was wondering how
It's
that
not
would
like
be.
they don't say it in other movies of his. They
Yeah,
do say it a
in all-
lot more. in
Which have you
this.
seen the interviews of like people like because people say he's racist because that and all that of Samuel L. Jackson talking about it?
Not Samuel L. Jackson. I've seen Spike Lee and him.
Because Samuel L. Jackson goes saying he's definitely not racist, and it was funny. There's one interview of the guy saying it, and he goes, "You say it," and he's like yelling at the guy, and the guy's like, "He's like, no, I can't." He's like, "You're gonna bleep it out of your show. Just say it. I'm not going on with this interview until you say it." And he's like yelling and he's saying at the guy, and then the guy's like telling him, he's like, "I'm not gonna say it," and like going back and forth. It's pretty funny. But he's like, he's not. How would he be racist? He goes, every movie I've ever been in of his, I'm the smartest guy in the room. I'm smarter than anybody else. I'm the smartest and strongest. And he goes on about how because Samuel L. Jackson usually is some of the best characters in his movies.
Yeah,
And I don't think a racist person could do that.
that's true. I never thought about that, but yeah.
I never thought about it that way either. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a
Well, I mean,
good defense.
it's not like they didn't say that word back then. It's not.
That's
like
what
they
I saw too. Like, especially like they say in his movies
Doesn't-
now usually, but back then, 100%. I feel
It
like
doesn't
It'd
make
be
it-
weird if you did a movie about slaves, and that wasn't thrown in there.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't feel authentic.
Yeah. I mean, it is a bit of a fantasy, him doing all this stuff.
Yeah,
But
that's what I was thinking. Because you know how they say like some of his movies are connected in the real life, and then some of these are movies in his movies.
yeah,
Is this one of them that's a movie in his movies? Because I know Inglourious Bastards is. Because they kind of recreate that a little bit in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Do you think Django goes to the next city and gets strung up? Yeah, that's the first. Actually, I'll wait for we have questions.
Yeah, we have sequel stuff. Oh, so we'll do it right now. Is there anything? Because I don't have anything personally, especially because I added this last minute. So this will probably be better next time because we'll be thinking of it in the movies. But I added on here. Is there anything you would change about the movie, or anything you could think that if they added, or anything like that would make it better?
No.
I can't think of anything either. But I do think I think that's a good question to have sometimes.
Yeah, sure.
But I can't think of anything because like the action's perfect.
Maybe Quentin Tarantino could lose his Australian accent.
Okay, that's actually it. If you maybe got different people to do that scene, I know he likes. I can't think of his name. You know the guy from Tusk.
Yeah.
Him, like
He was the least of the problems.
yeah,
Yeah.
But
But no, it was just it was funny. He's gonna put
Yeah.
himself in his own movie.
yeah, obviously.
It was just like when he said, I was like, "Is he Australian?" I was
Yeah,
like,
that
"Oh,
part
wow."
was really weird. Every time he talked there, it threw me off.
Yeah, a little bit. And I think it's because I know he doesn't talk that way, so it was just like weird.
Oh, he's not Australian.
Maybe he's Wolverine.
Did a baby eat his no, a baby ate his dingo.
Why do you say that
Every time a baby ate his dingo.
It's Quentin Tarantino.
What is your best scene / quote of the movie?
I know what my quote is.
What's your quote?
I'm positive.
Oh,
No,
positive is the. I was like, you're positive, but yeah, I really like that part too. The whole scene. I told Taylor about this. And they're watching. He's like, "Is that the guy? Yeah. You sure? Yeah. You positive?
He was, I don't know.
I don't know." And then he goes, "I don't know. You don't know that you're positive? I don't know what that means. It means you're
Yeah.
sure. Yeah." So then he just shoots him. That's what those are my favorite scenes.
He shoots him, and then he goes, "I'm positive he's dead."
I got like a two-parter. Every time they like, explained or set up their like it's almost like a heist kind of thing when they go and get their bounty hunting stuff.
Yeah.
All those are really good. My favorite one is the first one you see when he goes to the town and kills the sheriff, and then he goes, "Now you may get the marshal,"
Yeah.
and all that. I really like that scene, and also the end when Django's just killing everybody.
That was pretty cool.
That I really love just how much like you shoot someone and they just like a bucket of paint flies out of their back. Like it's just so gory.
Or when he shoots Candy's sister and she flies like 30 feet into the dining room.
Oh,
Yeah, or even when Christoph Waltz's character, he's like, "Sorry, I couldn't resist," and then he gets shot with a shotgun, flies into like 800 feet into the bookshelf.
Yeah.
And then it just kicks off. That was really cool.
Yeah.
My favorite quote is probably I can't see fucking shit out of this thing.
Oh, I really
when he's
like
on the-
I like that scene a
fucking
lot.
die
They're all
laughing
ripping
at
off
that
their
every
hoods, and
time.
then the government guy's like, "Okay, let's agree this time we won't wear them, and the next time we'll make them better."
I did like it's not necessarily the scene that were not the fact that they couldn't see, but I like the fact that they had the conversation about trying not to hurt the wife's feelings and,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all that stuff.
And what's funny too is like because when they get there, you're like, well, This is like 20 minutes into the movie. This is obviously like a setup. Like they're not gonna get Django and them right now.
Right.
So you know some bad's gonna happen. Then they're keeping the masks on too. And then they all just get blown up.
Because that's a trope that they've done in a couple movies where they wear the hoods and then it's like, I think it's, I can't remember the name of the movie, but it's is it Blazing Saddles where the guys and then like lifts it up and it's a black guy. Fletch wears it. Fletch wears one.
They do that because of those movies. And Jay and Silent Bob reboot too.
Yeah, it's. I mean,
I think this is probably the best I've seen of that.
It was different and it was funnier.
Especially because all of a sudden Jonah Hill's there.
Yeah.
He is my. What's that guy in this movie? See, it is weird for that because now what's that guy like? That to me that seems like that guy looks familiar.
Oh yeah.
But he's my that / holy shit that bitch is in this movie because it's like, that is so strange and bizarre. He's just randomly in this and there.
Because like he was in Superbad before this, right?
I think he's in quite a bit of stuff before this. I think.
But he'd never done like a movie like this.
Not
before,
a movie like
right?
this before.
Yeah.
When did this come out?
Yeah.
I have it right here. Hold on.
Because I feel like
2010-ish.
That sounds right. 2012.
I feel like he was in more movies than you're thinking.
Let me see what he was in at the time. So he was in The Watch before. Oh, he was already in 21 Jump Street at this point.
Oh, okay.
And The Sitter. He was already in Moneyball, so I guess he's done
Okay, that's what I thought.
quite a bit of stuff like this. Well, there is multiple ways to get the snatch from this.
Oh really?
We'll go to isn't Brad Pitt in Moneyball? Big Jonah Hill Moneyball.
Oh yeah.
You familiar too? But yeah, so he's my surprise cameo of this that I really enjoyed.
Not the guy from Dukes of Hazzard.
No, I don't really like that guy. He's annoying.
I was a little. I was just surprised he was even in it. The
Yeah,
sheriff.
I can
the
see
sheriff.
that. It did surprise me when they got to that town, and I was like, oh, him?
I mean,
Mine was Baby Billy.
Who played him?
That's Walter Goggins.
The
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
he's a fucking dick in everything.
he is. There's nothing I've seen him in where he just... And then if he's playing a nice guy, kind of, you're like...
You don't
"All right,
trust him. Yeah.
When are you going to be bad, though? Because I've seen you drop a grenade in Lem's car.
Yeah.
There was that guy at the dinner. I forget what he's in. I think like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or Titanic. I can't think. He was the guy at dinner.
Oh, Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, that guy.
What's funny is I didn't think... I was trying... Like, who's he... He's he's being a little prick. Who's he talking about?
No, I'm just kidding. There's just so many fucking people in this movie.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Well, we'll go right into that's our next thing. Best performance. Who's your guys' best performance? I feel like I have to give it to Leonardo DiCaprio, but I feel like anybody in this movie could have it.
I don't honestly know.
Anybody could take the cake for this. They should just give the award. Let's give our Pleeka award to every single person in this movie.
Oh, what do you think?
Did it win anything?
Oh, I'm sure it had to have. But let me check.
I didn't look it up.
My personal favorite is Christoph Waltz. in
He
this
was-
movie.
He was great.
I think he won.
I fucking love it.
I think he. Fuck. I thought he won for this and I don't know. I don't remember.
Won two,
Yeah,
it won 2 Oscars. Best performance. Oh wow, best performance by an actor in a supporting role, Christoph Waltz. Best writing, Quentin Tarantino, and then it was nominated a bunch. It was nominated. It was nominated like 20 times.
Look at Christoph Waltz. Did he win for Inglourious Basterds also, or did I? Maybe I made that up. Maybe he was just. I don't know.
Yeah, he's by far my favorite character in this movie. I just and then after Christoph Waltz, I'd probably say Jamie Foxx. I think he nailed.
I can't. It doesn't give me the option unless I'm missing it to see his other awards.
Oh, okay.
I'd say he nailed like the not being able to speak, and then the acting like he
really
was
like
a
that.
slave owner.
Like in the beginning when he was like learning to read basically with him,
Yeah.
and then by the end of the movie he's like talking better than most of the other people in the movie.
And then he really leaned into the black slave owner, maybe a little too much, but
I did like that when he's doing that, and Christoph Waltz is like, again, hey, I told you to be in character, I know, but like, calm down.
He was in a hard position though too.
Yeah, I also really enjoyed. This is just like a little part when they first start that, and they go to that big White House. I can't think of the guy's name that was there. To like, then they're trying to find
Don
out.
Johnson.
Yeah, they're going to his house, and Jamie Foxx is like, oh, I get to pick my outfit. And he's like, yeah, and he does that, and the girl's like, well, what does he make you do? And he's like, no, I'm a free man. She's like, you're a free man? You chose to wear that?
Yeah,
that was really fun. Best performance for me, it's a fucking tie. like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Christoph Waltz was great.
I do think Jamie Foxx should have maybe won an award for this.
Jamie Foxx was great. I thought Leonardo DiCaprio was great.
Yeah.
I also thought Samuel Jackson
See, the
was
thing
great.
with Leonardo
Yeah,
DiCaprio,
he was.
he's one of those actors, you watch the movie and you're like, yeah, well, of course he's great in this.
Because how much did you root against Samuel L. Jackson at the end?
Oh, no,
The
exactly.
I don't think
entire,
I-
the
I don't-
entire time.
I don't think I ever rooted against him before.
Yeah. I was like, fuck off.
And he's just,
Because you do know him.
yeah. And,
And I was like, no, don't fucking. I as soon as he said something like that and walked back out there, I was like, oh, he's gonna fucking notice Jamie Foxx's
And then when
face.
he shot him in the knee, he goes, you ever been kneecapped? And he shot him. He's like, motherfucker. I'm like, oh, he got a motherfucker in. That's good.
I was waiting for him to say,
Yeah, me too,
because he got
kinda.
close. He called someone a fucker or something at one point, and I was like, oh, he's got to have one in this, right?
Oh, I
That,
think-
that scene's great. And he's like, so how many people have you seen? About 8,000 people, 10,000? How many? He's like, you say you ever heard of kneecapping? He's like, you never heard of that? Bow!
It's cool. Jamie Foxx.
I in that part too, I really like when he's like, every black person here to leave, and then so Samuel Jackson's like, not you, you
Yeah.
stay.
Jamie Foxx. I mean, fuck, he was on the show that you quoted in the beginning. You know, being a goofy
Oh
fuck.
yeah.
I almost went with. I was gonna pick him and pick like one of his goofy movies.
I thought about picking him too.
There was a movie in 2000 called Bait. It's not a good movie. It's just
And
a
then
little.
they made a sequel called Switch.
Yeah. It's just a fucking little action movie that he was like the star in. I thought about that. I thought about any given Sunday to make you watch a football movie.
I did think about doing Spider-Man 2 because he's the villain in that. And we can there were 2 Marvel movies in a week.
or Great White Hype, which I told you, like one of the producers in this movie was Reginald Hudlin, and I believe he directed Great White Hype.
Isn't it weird that you noticed that while watching this and you wanted to do Great White Hype as your next movie, as that was one of your ideas, and then you went to Bookman's or Barnes and Noble, and then you found a book by that guy there too when we were looking at comics?
Yeah, that's very weird. Yeah,
It was the
and
same.
it was Black
you see-
Panther.
Did you see what?
That Harvey Weinstein was a producer of this as well.
I did see that. His name stands out in every movie now that you watch.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Pretty much every Quentin Tarantino movie, he
Yeah.
was a producer.
Yeah, except for Once Upon a Time, right?
Yeah, I think
He
at
was
that
locked
point.
away at that point.
You know, whatever happened to Bob?
I think Bob probably went to the Bahamas and said,
Fuck is
"Peace
Bob?
out." 'Cause I mean,
Bob Weinstein, it's his brother who's his partner.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a feeling because he was. I mean, I know everyone says that you can't know everything everybody does, but I got a feeling his brother had to have known. If you're in business,
I mean,
with them
I'm sure we're not the first person to have this conversation, but yeah.
No one else has asked about Bob. Everyone's always talking about Harvey.
I think there's a movie called What About Bob?
It's not about him though, right?
No.
Let's make a reboot of it, but make it about Bob Weinstein.
I wouldn't know Bob Weinstein if he walked in the room, but yeah, everyone just talks about Harvey, and you know, I don't know. It's weird to me that like no one's ever mentioned Bob.
Should I?
But just because your brother's a fucking asshole doesn't mean you are.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, ask Taylor.
Alexa, what happened to Bob Weinstein?
Bob Weinstein, the performer. By the way, you can now ask another question without having to first say Alexa.
Oh, that's
Enable
nice.
this
That's
feature
great.
by saying, turn on follow-up mode.
No, I'm good. Because then you're just gonna start asking. I'm just gonna start talking, and you're just gonna go, "Well, if you want to know how to make your penis longer," and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Alexa, I'm not talking to you."
No way she answers this question.
And she didn't even answer. She just told me, "Oh, the actor, by the way," and she got fucking sidetracked.
She's just
Yeah.
like you.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
It's like Bert.
Yeah. Do you guys think this could have a sequel?
Sure.
I would watch
Wish
a sequel.
it did.
100%.
I wish it did.
That's the
Yeah, I
one
wish it did.
disappointing thing about Quentin Tarantino is I gotta have just 9 movies or so, and then I'm done.
I don't believe that.
It's annoying.
Do you believe that?
No, what's really funny though, not about him, but Kevin Smith. I was listening to like an old podcast like a year ago, and he's like, "Yeah, I got like 1 or 2 more movies in me, probably just Clerks 3, and I'm done." And then you look at his IMDb, he's done Tusk, Yoga Hosers,
'Cause you
Jason
don't-
Bob reboot,
you don't
all that,
know.
because he was just gonna be done and just do podcasts, and then Tusk kind of got him into wanting to make movies again.
Remember, I listened to those 30 Rewatchables podcasts last year with Quentin Tarantino, and they were fucking awesome. And just getting his perspective on a movie was really cool.
Yeah.
It'd be like him sitting in here with us.
Well, that's what going back to Kevin Smith again. He like he'll make a movie, especially when it has I can't think of the guy's name. No, the guy that was with him when he was being Australian. And Django, Quentin Tarantino.
Oh yeah, I don't know his name.
But like anytime especially if that guy's in the movie, he goes to his house and makes Quentin Tarantino watch it, and they'll watch it in his theater room and all that.
Oh, yeah.
But he like screens all of his movies and like gives him notes and shit. Which that'd be pretty cool to have him give you notes on your movie. Just
Yeah.
You think?
anytime you want.
Yeah.
Maybe we should send him this podcast.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "Oh, it was fine until you guys started fucking digging on me for my Australian accent." 10 minutes in, you're giving me shit.
Hey, Q, I never said a word about it. Q, I didn't say anything.
This is on a first letter basis with
Yeah,
him.
he's calling him Q.
But that's disappointing with him that he doesn't like do sequels other than Kill Bill, and he doesn't really even consider that a sequel because it's part 1, part 2, whatever. Although he is threatening to make part 3, which I'd be down for.
Yeah, I guess I've never really considered it because just when he makes a movie, I'm so extremely happy that I'm like, oh, cool, let's go see
but
that.
like I'm one of those people that like I watch and I go, oh, what now though? What's next?
So you guys had never seen that? How did you guys miss this?
Well, I mean, 2012. How old was I? Do quick math.
I don't know.
9 years ago.
Seven-
Whatever you are minus 9.
17.
Yeah, so I didn't really I cared. I wanted to watch it, but I didn't really.
I
wasn't
just feel like,
I wasn't
know you
as
guys,
up to date on
love
my
going
movie.
to the movies. So
Yeah.
it just surprises me that you guys didn't.
I don't-
get this one.
I wanted to, but like it was like I wasn't going to the movies regularly that time, unless like he's like, let's go see the Quentin Tarantino movie. I'm like, okay, sure. But like,
See, and I probably wouldn't have wasted my time taking him to see a Quentin Tarantino movie.
yeah. So and then me and my mom watching it, so I was like, oh cool, I wanted to watch this anyways, and then they're just at the end, and then I didn't really because some of this ending I didn't even see
I
before.
mean, honestly, but if you would have asked me if I've seen this, I probably would have told you yes. And then,
Oh, see, I knew you didn't only because I watched it with Mom
but
and Meemaw
I've
for
seen the
first time.
dinner scene, which is like fucking an hour.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
I've seen that like in YouTube clips and like, but like
Yeah, but see, I don't- I don't-
documentary style stuff where people are talking about it and stuff like that.
I don't really watch that kind of shit. So I've seen that part of the movie. I must have watched it like on HBO or something, like halfway through or something. But I didn't remember the shootout. I remembered her being in the hot box. I remember seeing a little thing of her titty.
Little nip.
Yeah, and I remember Samuel L. Jackson with his white ass hair, and I remember parts of it, but I
And they
hadn't seen it.
painted him a little darker.
They
right?
did, I noticed that
He's not normally that dark.
he's like seemed like almost like he had like
Purple.
like makeup and prosthetics on too a little bit to like
Yeah, maybe.
seem older and shit.
Well, I thought he looked like way darker.
I think
Like
so
he
too.
looked, yeah.
I think the white just made him look darker, but I could be
Maybe
completely wrong.
that could be it. That dinner scene though too. So like we talked about last week a little bit. Leonardo DiCaprio actually cuts his hand open when he smashes that thing and yells at him, and then he starts bleeding.
Oh yeah. I saw. You know what's funny? I totally forgot we had that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching the movie. I'm like, where did the fucking blood come from? And then he smears it all over her face.
I was wondering. So I was like, clearly he
What-
cut himself there. They cleaned it up after that take because he left it the whole take, especially when he's there picking glass out of his hand. That's all real when he's talking to them. But then it cuts to Django and all that. So I'm assuming they put fake blood on there because they're like, oh, we'll just keep going with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And then he rubbed it on her because if not, that's fucking disgusting. Because that had been improv because he wasn't supposed to be bleeding there and rubbed it on her face.
Well, that's what me and Abby, because we watched it together, and when I'm like, where the fuck did the fucking blood come from?
Yeah, when he walks. It's very you easily can miss it. He walks to the table and just smashes his little candy thing when he yells at him. I think he was supposed to hit the table, but he hit that, and it just shatters in his hand.
I remember when he slammed it.
Yeah,
And he just like.
'cause it's right after they're talking, and he walks out there. He slams that and opens. It's after he's like doing the skull and shit.
The other weird thing that I got from this was, why does it feel like he fucked his sister?
Yeah, in that part was weird to me. That in the they
their
first meet, and he's like, "This is my
whole
sister." And
thing.
they're like on the lips, and go inside, and then he's like, "Hey, why don't you go out there?" And like her husband goes
It
with.
just seemed very weird. I'm
I
just like,
didn't get that
"Sheesh."
vibe. I thought they were weird, and I thought like he overprotected her,
It seemed like they were.
but I didn't. I never got the. I never felt like they were bad.
I'm glad Hess brought that up because I meant to, and I forgot about that. But
Yeah, that never occurred to me. I mean, I'm not
Also-
saying I'm not saying they didn't.
Next movie we already did that. Glorious
We already
Bastards.
did.
Yeah.
So any questions?
Yeah. How does he get out of Mississippi?
Well, I'm assuming continuing to do the. I that's what I really liked, which it kind of tricked me when they were doing the bounty hunter shit, and they just had it was like fake, and it was just those pages of the guy and all that, and it was the same person every time, and I didn't really realize that
Right.
for a long. Did it take you a while to realize that they were doing that?
Yeah, kind of.
But then he did it to Quentin Tarantino, which was really funny. Which completely forgot that Christoph Waltz was like, "Hey, put this in here for good luck. You never know, you might need it later," and stuff like that. Like he jammed it in his
Right.
pocket.
Right.
So I'm assuming do that until they can get money and get to the north, because he said something about getting him to the north in the beginning of the movie.
I don't know who's gonna pay him though in the South.
Because he got rid of all these other people. So if he in here,
that was one plantation.
yeah. But I'm assuming try to do stuff like that until.
Yeah. I don't know. he was a fucking badass, and he's gonna have to kill like the whole state to get out of there.
Yeah, and I think he could.
Okay.
You know what this kind of reminded me of? This would be, I feel like a Boba Fett, and other than it being the slave part, like their bounty hunter stuff would be like a Boba Fett movie. And I thought about, because his name's Django, and I was like, oh, he's like Django Fett. But yeah, that would be like, it would be interesting.
Yeah, I could see that.
I thought it was really cool. It made me really want to watch more. I don't know if I don't even know if there is much of, but modern westerns. Because like one, like the movie looked beautiful, and like they're just really fun.
I like westerns, so I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah, me too.
But
310 to Yuma is pretty good.
Because like I haven't seen a lot of them, but when I watched them, I really like watching this. I was like, fuck, I kind of want to play Red Dead now. Like I wanted to play Red Dead and I want to watch Westworld, so I was like, I gotta watch more of this.
Wow, I don't know, Westworld. I guess the first season, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing. While I was watching this, I was like, this should have had more storylines. Like, William should have went like bounty hunting and some shit. I know he was like an innocent little boy, but Logan
just fall in love with bounty hunting.
Logan should have took him. No, I'm just saying like stuff like this. Like they should have had more of that.
Fucking
in Westworld.
Fucking Jerome been watching Dog the Bounty Hunter and shit.
Yeah.
I used to watch that all the time with my mom. I loved that shit.
You want to watch Midnight Run? He's a bounty hunter in that.
Sure. I just thought that it's interesting.
That's what I showed you when he was driving around in Sedona.
Also, didn't you guys?
There's a movie with Gerard Butler where he's a bounty hunter too. I don't know the name of it though.
Oh, really?
There's probably a million bounty hunter movies.
Yeah.
But didn't you guys think it's weird how much like people kind of followed the rules in these Western times?
Oh, the who?
Like follow the rules, like when they're like, oh, you can't do that because doing that crime gets you hung, and then everyone's like, yeah, you're right.
No,
like, I felt like in Western time, like other than like if it involved being rude to like a black person, then they seem to have no problem with it. But I feel like in those time periods they'd be like, no proof. I don't know who shanked that woman. No idea.
I think there was a lot of that.
But it was like the Wild Wild West back then.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Like them just doing shit like that a little bit.
I think it happened. Depends where you are.
I'm just saying in this movie.
Oh, yeah,
not in the actual time period.
Yeah. Were you disappointed when Christoph Waltz died?
I was extremely disappointed when he died. Extremely. But it made sense. Like he kind of had to do that.
Really didn't want to shake his fucking hand.
Yeah. So what do you guys? That's actually my question.
Jeez.
What was Leonardo DiCaprio's plan there? Was he going to do something bad to him, or was he just making him shake his hand?
I don't know, because he wouldn't give it.
It almost seemed like he had one of those little pistol things too, which that's fucking dope. But he was surprised when Christoph Waltz did it, so I kind of doubt he had one. I wondered that, like, what was his plan there?
I think he was just proving that he won. I think he was.
Yeah.
I just think he was being a dick.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Because I was also wondering if like one of his men was going to gun him down right when he shook his hand or something.
What I thought, like when he made him pay $12,000 for her, I was thinking, well, they still owe you $12,000 for the other guy. That's what I would have made him do too.
Yeah, that's what kind of confused me. Is they're like, we got you. You're not gonna get what you want unless you pay us, though. Then you can have it. Actually,
so, I mean, really, they got her on sale because they were going to pay $12,000 for the other guy, and then
they were going to leave in a couple days and never come back and not actually pay the other guy though. But I guess he didn't know that.
Oh well, if they dropped the papers and shit. I mean, I guess.
Well, they were going to come back with a lawyer and drop the papers, and I don't think that was ever going to actually happen.
5 days. 5 days later.
But I guess Leonardo DiCaprio didn't know that. Mm-hmm. Which,
well,
by the way, maybe
that's what he figured when Samuel Jackson told him that.
Yeah, those fights were fucking brutal, and then they just throw the hammer down and they're like, finish it.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I don't even understand how.
We were eating.
Oh.
Chipotle when we watched that. I was like.
So you're like, oh, I feel like I'm eating the dude's brains.
Funny how we fucking always watching something that fucking.
That's because you're always eating when you watch shows. Remember, you couldn't watch Narcos because he's like, I can't watch it. You can't eat and watch it. I gotta read.
Because I can't. They speak in Spanish.
No, I know, but you can't read while you eat. That was the point.
But even if I was a slave owner.
Okay, you're a slave owner.
And I wanted them to fight. I don't think I could even watch that fight to the death. I get maybe making them like box, like you start your own like MMA or boxing thing, and then you guys heal, and then if they fight again, you start your own little like competition thing. But fighting to the death, I don't think I could ever watch that.
This was a long time ago. There was not a lot to do.
Even then,
I mean,
like,
there's not like a movie theater you could go to and stuff. Like, so this was the.
well, I'm not saying I would rather go do something else. I mean, I would rather go do something else, but I would like, I don't know, go
I don't think
go have sex with your sister or something, or read a book.
Yeah, I don't think that.
Not that I want to do that. I'm saying that's what it seemed like Leonardo DiCaprio was doing.
This was common to have two guys fight to the death in your like living room. Yeah, there's nothing to do.
Yeah. Speaking of that, did you know that the guy who walks in, who had the losing guy, he was the original Django. That's asked him, "What's your name, boy?" And he said Django, and he said, "You know how to spell it?" And he spells it, and then he goes, "The D's silent." He goes, "I know." He was the original Django.
Oh, right, no,
Frank Nero, and he was also in John Wick 2. Frank Nero.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Look at Hess with this fucking
There's a little
IMDb
bit of
trivia.
Pleeka trivia.
Wow. Pick Hess's favorite movie. He did some research on it.
Nice.
I was gonna, and then I was like, I do it for the Marvel. I'll let Nick, 'cause you always peek at it for these. I was like, I'll just let you look at.
I
trivia.
actually was so into this movie, I never looked at anything.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I didn't look.
I
at a
almost,
fucking thing.
because I watched this like, I don't know, it was like Wednesday or something, Wednesday or Thursday. I almost wanted to watch it again before we
You
did
should
this,
have.
but I probably will watch this again.
great.
I mean, I was,
You know,
like,
the
in my
funny-
lifetime, but
The funny thing is so you know how like you can go on the Apple TV app and type in the movie and it will tell you what it's streaming on. We went in and typed it in and it says it's not streaming. It said we could buy it for $20 or rent it for $3.99. And I was like, and Abby was like, I'm fucking almost certain this bitch is on fucking
Netflix.
I was gonna say,
And
yeah, I added it to my
Sure
list on
shit it was.
Netflix like months ago, so I was like, I want to watch it this year.
But it literally, it did not. It said didn't say it was on anything.
That's one thing I did. I did look at something. I think I was on IMDb
Yeah,
or
some-
something, and I
sometimes-
clicked, and
sometimes it's wrong.
and it didn't show anything. And I was like, I thought it was on Netflix, and I searched it, and there it was.
Yeah.
But no, I really, really, you know what we should have done? We should have kept a rank of all the movies we watched. Oh, that would be fucking long. We've been doing this for a while. But all the movies we watched for Random Ramblings,
Yeah.
rank those too.
Would
But
this be your favorite one? So
I
far?
think this would be my favorite one we watched so far.
What did we watch?
I guess we could just do that, kind of as we talk about it. But
I mean, this is probably the best movie we've seen. It also helps that I hadn't seen it before.
yeah, see, I think that really helps with this too. If it's our favorite, I think it'll help because you know all the moments. But like,
Yeah.
that's why I'm really jealous of Hess in our Marvel podcast. Go check it out. Idiot's Guide to the Marvel Universe, but that it's his first time watch. So, like, he's gonna notice things and bring it up in the podcast that we probably wouldn't even. Cause we'd be like, oh yeah, Captain America's shield is right there, and like move past it. But I'm a little jealous that it's his first time watching those.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm jealous, but I get what your point. I see what you're saying.
'Cause, like for this, I'm glad we're talking about this on my first viewing. It's kind of cool.
I just like to go different ways. Like, I would like to watch like movies that we wouldn't normally watch, or not necessarily that either. I don't
Well,
know what I'm looking-
even like we. Oh, I just want to watch fun movies and then I'll talk about it. I don't really care where we go as long as
yeah.
I don't even care if the movie's good or not. As long as we have a fun conversation on here talking about it, that's all I care about.
I don't care if it's good or not, but I want a reason to watch it. You know what I mean? Like, I know the next movie's gonna be great, and who knows where we go from there. But like,
I got a feeling.
well, maybe.
You're almost for a while. You over it?
Yeah, but you guys won't vote for that.
I would. Depending on what me and Hess come up with as our movies, I might vote for that.
See, I'm not gonna probably vote for that because I don't want to be obvious. Like, I wanna pick.
So what you're saying is if I pick it, you wouldn't vote for it?
I might. But I probably won't pick it.
Oh, okay.
I'll probably pick Moneyball. Maybe
I
watch something with
had an
baseball.
idea for mine, the specific actor already.
I don't remember who's in the movie.
Only from
I just know Brad Pitt and fucking Christoph Waltz.
I know who was supposed to be in it, which would have been super interesting. I know at one point like they hype it up. This guy comes out with like I think it's like a big ass hammer or something that's like supposed to kill him. That's supposed to be Adam Sandler.
Oh.
Which
Jesus.
I've seen the little clips of that. I forget. Isn't it Eli Roth? That guy. So it's completely different people. But it would have been really interesting to see Adam Sandler in that role. I think it was just scheduling stuff too, is why he wasn't in it.
Oh, really?
But that's the only like little trivia I know about that. And just hearing that, I was like, well, now I got to see that just to see what that role would have been like.
You know why I've never watched this? Because we got a Blu-ray player for Christmas, like of it, and then someone bought us that because it just came out at Christmas on Blu-ray, and we plugged it in, but we
Oh, I know this story.
We didn't have HDMI and it was new, so we didn't realize. We thought we could just
He's
use
like, back in my day, we didn't even know what HDMI was.
yeah. Well, no, we knew what it was, but we thought you could just still watch it without it.
Yeah.
So we plugged it in, and it was like black and white, and we
I
literally
remember that, and you guys being like, "This is a black and white movie."
we watched like the first hour, and that there's no English spoken, and I could never decide to fucking watch that hour again, but now I will.
Yeah, now you have to.
Yeah.
How long is it? Do we know?
I'm guessing 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Probably. It's Quentin Tarantino.
That would be my guess.
In glory.
It's funny. I feel like you guys bitch more about long movies than anybody, and then you're picking the longest fucking
it's
movies
actually,
I
young
don't
sir,
care.
it's 2 hours and 33 minutes.
ever. Oh, I was off by 12 minutes.
Yeah. Do we want a little hint at who's in it, or should we just watch it?
Just watch it.
All right, I peeked. Christoph Waltz is in it. Heads up,
Okay.
in case you didn't know.
Oh, you can't pick them next time.
Oh.
Unless you want to try and cheat again.
Kiss my baby.
Something I
There you
like
go.
to see.
Well, any other things, boys and girls, cats and kittens?
I don't think so.
Everybody, go and tweet at the Buffalo Bills. Give them some courage
Oh yeah.
to get to the Super Bowl, so I could do the Buffalo Bill on Twitter.
Hey, I need you to cut that and send it to me and Nick. We're gonna put it on TikTok.
Okay. I'm also gonna cut when I first said it because I've been saying this since
That's what I mean.
Day one on
from
Pleeka's
week
Picks.
2. Week 2.
So week one, he sang the Buffalo Bill song.
Yeah, I should have done somewhere. Goodbye horses.
We got it.
Yeah.
And then
Would you fuck me?
week 2, you picked him again, sang the song again, and I said, "Are you gonna fucking sing this every fucking time?"
Mhm.
And you're like, "If they go to the Super Bowl, I'm gonna fucking."
I'll do the Buffalo Bill on Twitter.
And I was like, "Oh, there's a slight chance
Yeah.
that could happen."
Yeah, I know what both of your guys' reactions gonna
So-
be to that video. This is Nick, and this is Hess.
Now that is something I like to see.
I could see that.
Wow.
Right off the bat, I know that. And then Hess is gonna go,
Kiss my baby.
and I'm gonna go.
All right,
Wow.
you're starting to scare me.
You had that planned out there, buddy. That is.
Trum is a little chubby right now.
I just saw those in a row right here, so I was like, "You got it."
Jay, it's Jay.
Yeah, I think you should put that out a lot this week.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, if you send it, if you isolate it from the original podcast, send it to me. I'll create a TikTok. I think we should all put it on TikTok, and then
Facebook,
see if it gains any stream. Yeah, stream.
Twitter.
Steam.
Well, Mima start tweeting it.
No, she canceled her Twitter.
Hey,
Did
did you happen to see what I posted on her Facebook wall today for her birthday?
Oh, it's probably like a picture of your dick or something. Let me go
Yeah,
look.
was it?
Yeah, you have to check it out.
Hey, me Molly, when we're sucking on these nuts,
Jesus.
Wow.
and she's like, "Oh, Joshy, you little silly cat."
How the hell would we see what
Silly.
you put on her Facebook?
All right.
I don't know if you went and looked at it.
I saw mine. I put LL Cool J on there. I see Nick's. Your picture fucking weirded me out of Noah, by the way.
Why?
It's like the looking up and down and side
It
to side
moves,
shit. It's like
yeah.
3D.
Yeah, it's called a 3D picture.
Okay, I see that. That's interesting. Hess's isn't on our timeline. I'm gonna have to go to Hess's Facebook to see fucking what he put on
It's
Mima.
on her fucking timeline.
It wasn't on. That wasn't on there for mine.
You probably just have
You got to click more, see more at the
Yeah.
bottom.
Well, I was scrolling through that. I saw fucking Christmas.
346 minutes later.
Seriously, where? Tell me. Look at my screen. Tell me where on here it says to do that.
It says you wrote on her timeline 5 hours ago.
Because I'm just only seeing posts.
Okay. Quit. It's making me dizzy.
But
let
see-
me see your phone. This is fucking great.
Well, this is all gonna get cut until we get to our reaction to Wes. But
I just texted it to you, Jerome.
happy birthday, Smokey! I'll be Dick Dog if you want to be Smokey. I hope you have a wonderful day. Dash Dick Dog. Wow, that's pretty.
Yeah,
Well,
'cause-
she didn't even like it. You put that on there
Here.
5 hours ago.
5 hours ago, and she didn't even like it. She liked mine instantly. Can you slide that more? You threw that 2 feet. You threw my phone 2 feet on the table.
You're screwed.
Yeah, because didn't you say that she wanted to be Smokey?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
here it is right there.
Give it a like so she sees it. Throw it. Tag me in it so I can like it too. But can you,
Tag me in that so I can see it.
yeah. Can you throw me my phone? It's in the middle of the table.
No.
Hold on. It's fucking asshole. Oh, I'm Nick. I put 12 cocks in my mouth every Sunday. I'm Nick. You guys want to hear a joke I heard on the Leftovers? Me and Taylor finished it. Oh, you responded? That's funny. What's the difference? What is the difference between a pimple and a priest?
Something about little boys.
A pimple waits till you're 12 years old to come on your face.
Where did I hear that before?
It's Leftovers.
Was it Leftovers? No,
Yeah.
I heard it somewhere else, though.
No, it's on Leftovers.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I'm not saying it's not on Leftovers.
Yeah, you originally saw it on Leftovers. And Leftovers is?
3 words. Fab you love.
Alright, y'all ready to wrap this
Or
up?
shit it deep.
It's been
1 week since you looked at me.
Does it make you want to watch American
I'm
Pie?
a cock on bread on your feet.
I would like to get the Chickadee China in there to end it.
Oh, okay.
They make you wait for it.
China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops sticking.
He literally
There you
talked
go.
over it. You know what? So, Mima was going to lunch today for her birthday. I think at 3 o'clock, so she's probably at lunch now.
What a cunt. She didn't invite us?
I think she's getting taken to lunch. You don't invite people when you get taken to lunch.
Yeah, that's usually how it does
Yeah.
work.
So, I said, who's going? She said it was like Jim and Mary and then Eileen, who she used to work with.
Oh, and then you went, come on, Eileen.
I did. And you know, but she said, she's like, what? And then I was like, do you like say that like after, like she says something, you're like, come on, Eileen. Do you say that? Because I would say that every time. She's never heard the song.
Oh my god.
Are you fucking... She's
Who
never
hasn't
heard that?
song? She's had to have heard it.
I
think
played her
she-
the whole, I played her a fucking minute 39 of it, and she hadn't heard it.
Does Eileen have a husband?
Who am I? Eileen's fucking
Well, cause do
biographer?
you think there's at least one time when he's been like, come on, Eileen?
Nope.
I would say it every time.
Yeah,
if
it
I
has to
did
be
if I had a
like,
wife
I'm
named
coming
Eileen.
on, Eileen. Yeah, you know what I mean. Every time has to do that.
I'd play it while I was fucking squirting her face.
You know what Eileen would say?
hated it.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think it's time.
Hey, what if she was a cum slut? She probably would say.
What if she's a cum
"You,
slut?"
Well, no, she's a cum slut. Then you know she won't like cum on her face. Who knows?
What?
He's
What would
trying to
she say if she
argue.
was a cum-
Yeah, what a good argument.
What would she say if she was a cum slut?
Well, then she'd go. Yeah.
3 words. Fab you love.
There you go. And that's the type of woman you want.
All right, well, thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you next week for Inglorious Bastards, and catch you guys then.